Hey there. So I hear that you want a van tour. So let's do this thing. Awning. Oh yeah, the canopy is a Sam out. Sam out, guns out. It just rolls up into there. It is possible to set this thing up by yourself. Mila didn't help me at all. Absolutely useless. The trick to setting one of these up by yourself is to bring the poles, the wires together. Maybe I'll show you someday. It's complicated. This is my handy dandy little fold-up ladder. I don't have a ladder mounted to the van and don't think I want to mount one. This lets me get up to the roof because on the roof, I have these handy dandy water jugs. I got this little shower that just suction cups to the side, and I put a roof vent in here, right there. It's a max air fan, no bells and whistles. You gotta manually open it. Make sure you close it if it's raining. Got 200 watts of solar. Each panel is 100 watts. That seems to be plenty. I left room for more solar panels, but these are enough. If you look real closely on the side, those same hinges are on both sides. You can pop out the pin and tilt the panel up, either this way or that way. And I just prop a ski pole under it to hold it at the angle I want. I haven't tilted them up in a long time. Sometimes in the winter when the sun is really low, I do it. That's about the only time I do it. Wow, the mountains are just gorgeous over there. Oh, by the way, it didn't come with a roof rack. This is just a cheap ladder rack. Works great. This is a bike rack, just your run-of-the-mill Thule bike rack. Doesn't let me open the doors. Even when I lower it down, doors still don't open. So I want to get one of those hitch adapters that let me swing it out like this so I can open the doors. Haven't done that yet. Things are expensive. I did put a diesel heater in the van. The exhaust for it is right there. Go away, go away. You're in my way. It came with this tank. I had to mount it at this funky angle to make it work right. My little fill is right there. So I just take the cap off and fill it. I wanted to get a little 3-gallon or 4-gallon steel tank to mount up there. I can mount it in the same place. Again, they're expensive. The little plastic tank works just fine for now. Someday I'll get that little tank. Hey, if you want to help a guy out. By the way, this is a Ford Transit 2020 used. I got it in Phoenix, Arizona. Didn't even look at it. They shipped it to me. It came here with quite a few dents in it, but it's in good shape. Otherwise, mechanically, it's awesome. Oh, it's got around 60,000 miles on it. It was cheap for a van. It's worth a heck of a lot more now, I tell you. And I think that's about it on the outside. Oh, except for I have a light. Ta-da, ta-da. I got this cool bug screen. Actually, my wife got it off Amazon somewhere. I don't remember where. It just magnets on here so you can use it when you want it. Roll it up and put it away when you don't want it. Must have, especially in the fall when bugs really start to get ornery. Let's go inside. Tea kettle, cute little bike rack. Gotta have a special bike bottle opener. The theme is butterflies and dog prints. Dog prints, dog prints, dog prints. Dog prints on the floor too. The floor is just that fake hardwood stuff. I can't even remember what it's called, but underneath this floor is the rubber mat that came in the van, insulation, ribbing, OSB board underneath. So this floor is, oh, I don't know, a couple inches thick. Seems to insulate pretty well. I'd put a swivel under that seat so we can turn it around. Driver's side does not swivel. Haven't really needed to swivel it. Stove is a propane stove. It's got a little 1-gallon tank in the bottom down there. I put a vent on the tank that goes to the outside. So if the tank overpressures, like right after they fill it, sometimes it'll do that. It'll release some pressure, which is propane, right? You don't want to breathe that crap. So I put a vent on it. It goes outside. Never smell propane in here. I built this little table extension thing. Handy little deal like that, and you get more counter space. Yay! When you don't want it, just put it back. Oh, I did one on the outside too. I forgot something on the outside. So this cabinet has doors on the outside so you can get to your stuff from out here. A handy little table out here so you can cook outside if you want, if you got a little outside stove, which we don't. Typical drawers, you know, silverware and such. Refrigerator. This thing's awesome. I love this refrigerator. And I struggle to remember what kind it is. It works really well. Hardly uses any power, which is amazing. I'll have to look up what kind it is and maybe put it on the screen because I don't see it. It's just on sliders so that It slides out of the way. I put a sink in here like so. Little water pump, so ta-da, you know, 10 gallons of water. I just redid the hose. This unclips nice and easy. And just clip it on the other jug when this one runs out, which works great. Gotta have a fire extinguisher. This is the diesel heater. Pops out right here. It's hiding under the bed. I put all this insulation around it because it got really warm in here. It made the water hot, and then you drink hot water and it's not so great. So I just wrapped a space blanket around it. That works great. Under the stove, let's see. Under the stove, more storage. Nothing's organized. Trash. There's the little propane tank. Works awesome. These have those nice soft close hinges. The butterflies were leftover paneling. The leftover floor, I made these words with. Laugh, hope, explore, and believe. This one started out as listen because I thought my wife needed that word and she made me change it. Always got to have your friends. This is a piece of driftwood from a dam that spent 30 years in the water and ended up on the dam. I found it and cleaned it up, and I don't know. It doesn't really actually do anything. It's kind of a nice handle for getting in and out the back door. Doesn't actually support this, but you know, it looks like it does. So the Max Air fan, you know, manually operated, but I did get a remote for it on the wall, so I don't have to reach up there all the time, especially when the bed is made. So I can just turn it on and off with the remote. Your typical Max Air fan. The thing I like about it is it has automatic temperature control, so I can turn this on when the dogs are in here, and if it gets above a certain temperature, it'll kick on. I had to install this window. There were no windows in this thing except for the back two. So I installed this one so I could get airflow through here. So it's just a simple camper window. Really scary and difficult to install, but... So lights. There's LED lights here. 6 of them. And they're controlled here. I can turn them on and off, of course, and then I can turn them up and down. Of course, I have a light on the camera, so you probably won't tell much difference on the lights, but... They turn up and down for some mood, and there's lights under the cabinets, and you can turn them on with the switch or turn each one on individually. I made this spice rack, but I did not make the spice jars. And this is the solar panel controller. It's eco-worthy. The whole thing is eco-worthy, which seems to work pretty good. The only thing I don't like about it is how the wires connect in the front. Like, why not in the back, behind the wall where you don't see them? Doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever, but that's how it is, so that's what we go with. It's got these handy USB plugs on it, which is great for charging things. And then I have an inverter that's hiding down there. That powers this outlet. There's 2 outlets on it. These I had to cut the outlets apart so that there's only one plug matching one plug each on the inverter. Long story. This little guy above it is the control for the diesel heater. I added this rack recently because when you cook things, this is a pretty small stove, 2 burners. Works great. Curbano. It's a low pressure propane stove, so it doesn't like wind much, but it cooks awesome and uses very little propane. That little 1 gallon tank lasts forever. When you're cooking, you know, more than a couple things and you want another pan, what do you do with the other pans? So I put this so you can put a hot pan up here. That's primarily what it's for. It's kind of turning into a towel rack too. And the cupboards are just, you know, they got little hydraulics on them. These things are really strong, way stronger than I thought they were gonna be. So they're actually tweaking the doors a little bit because the hinges aren't strong enough for these hydraulics, because these are powerful little suckers, but they sure hold them closed really well. They're kind of cute because, you know, they let the door just kind of go up. I actually have a second inverter that runs this plug, mainly the TV and sometimes the DVD player. Sometimes it's charging something, sometimes it's the laptop. So I got actually 4 110 volt plugs in here, which is really handy. This counter is a great workspace, and I built a table in here that just lifts up. Awesome workspace. I can put the computer here. It's great to eat. So I did the dinette style because I wanted all this open space and be able to walk from the back to the front without anything in the way. So that's why the table's done this way. So the table folds out this way, the bed folds out the other way, and I'll show you that. When you're done with the table, it just goes back. And there is, of course, storage behind the table as well. This tends to be the bike cabinet and shovel and, you know, bathroom stuff. Now, the doors are an interesting story. These are canvas and they're insulated. And you can see they got, you know, lots of pockets in them, lots of places to hang things. And what's really cool is they have insulated window covers. So I can put these down, zip them shut like so, and keep the heat in, keep unwanted visitors out. These are hard to find. They do make some. They're crazy expensive. I bought the canvas, sewed these myself, and made them. And there's additional pockets down here. Great place for dirty laundry. Yeah, just awesome storage for things. This is a door. My first attempt ever at painting something. These are the notorious Ford Transit foam blobs. Who knows what they really do, but they're a pain in the butt because there isn't a square edge anywhere on them. They're really hard to cover. I might do some other cover on them someday, but it's fine for now. The roof panels, I had to build an additional brace across here to keep this curve right, because this curves weirdly. It curves down and that way too. And it just tucks in behind the headliner and hooks into these. There's three, I don't know, like plastic catchy things, buttons that like pop in. So it engages those. So everything's real solid. Curtain. I made the curtains too. Well, I didn't make them. I cut them down and, you know, hemmed them to fit, which is where this came from. This is just a shower rod wedged in there. Works pretty good. Falls down sometimes. So the bed has storage under it. There's this space that goes all the way back, which is awesome because I can fit the skis in here and really long things. Oh, by the way, I also made this the right width that you can park 2 bikes in here if, like, you don't have the bike rack or you want to move them inside for security. They'll fit right here, 2 bikes, no problem. Down here is all of the electronics, like the whole battery system, all fits right there. So I got 200 amp hour lithium ion batteries. I started with one, I added the second one later, and this is plenty of power to run everything. I've never seen the batteries drop below 13.1 volts, and supposedly it's a 12 volt system, so, you know, they have never gone to 12 volts. So I think I did a pretty good job wiring, you know, junction block here for everything, which I don't want to explain. Fuse box back here, and it's got some spaces available, but I don't need them. So everything is fused. There's both inverters that I use. A ground junction block, so everything's grounded to the frame of the van. So I don't know, you know, you see all these van builds on YouTube and they got these crazy battery systems and really complicated electronics and stuff. This is all you need. It doesn't have to be that complicated. This is pretty simple. And it's safe. It's done right. This van was stock. All it had was some kind of cheap plastic panels on the walls, and that's it. I had to do all the wiring, harness, the whole shebang, but it was great because I could do it from scratch, not like have to repurpose a bunch of wires like I did in the old van, which was a real pain. I did it all from scratch, so all the wires are the right gauge, even upsized a gauge from what's needed. Every joint is soldered. I put this little coat rack here just to carry coats because they don't really have like a closet. I end up moving these to the front of the van when I go to bed because they hang in my face otherwise, but they kind of help block out the front. It had these LED lights in it. There's 4 of them, right? And they came stock with the van, so I kept them and put them back in moved them into the ceiling, obviously, but they're pretty much where they were in the stock van. And they're super, super, super bright. The stupid things would turn on all the time. Like, if we were in bed and I had to go pee and open the door, they'd turn on. If you lock the van, they turn on. If you do anything, they turn on, and they're insanely bright. I actually had to get a hold of Fortrans, which is software, to dig into the programming of the van and figure out how to put this thing in stealth mode, which is a real challenge. There's no information about it. I literally had to reprogram the module that runs the lights. And while I was at it, I reprogrammed the module that runs the headlights and the running lights and all that. So now when you get up in the middle of the night, or when you park the van and lock the doors, no lights anywhere on this thing turn on or flash. The horn doesn't honk, none of that stuff, which is awesome for camping. If you want to know how to do it, maybe I could tell you. I would struggle to remember how I accomplished it, to be honest. But if you want to know some basics, where to start, whatever, hit me up. I'd be glad to share it with you. But I am not going to make a video about it because it is too hard. Fair warning, if you want to try it, you can really screw up your vehicle. They call it bricking your vehicle or something like that. You basically turn it into a brick because now nothing works. So you got to be extremely careful with it. One more thing I need to show you. So let's turn these lights off, and I'll turn off the camera light, which seems extra bright now. There we go. Nice and dark in here. So, mood lights, yay! They're just simple LEDs. I embedded them behind the burlap that I use to kind of accent this. So, they're cute. I don't know. I like them. You turn them way down so they barely bug you. Turn them back up. They work out as a great nightlight when you go to bed and like you're just, doing things still. You probably can't see me, huh? I had to install a USB over here, and then this one just runs off of that inverter because the inverter has a USB, so it worked out pretty good. Oh, you might ask, why a Ford Transit too? Because I'm 6 feet 4 inches tall, and the Ford Transit actually is tall enough for me. I don't know if they have high roof or whatever, but the tallest Sprinter is like just barely rubbing my head. This has more room than that. Also, I kept the floor thickness to a minimum to be sure that I wouldn't be hitting my head on anything. No more bending over. That's the main reason I got this van. My wife's actually the one that found it. She hunted for vans forever. They're so expensive, and then she found this one in Phoenix, and we jumped on it right away because the Ford Transit high roofs are really difficult to find for whatever reason. So the bed, let's get to that. So the bed's wide enough. I can sleep on it. When I'm just by myself, I can just sleep this way, have the table up, and do everything I want to do. Not a problem at all. But as you might guess, with dinette style layouts, the bed has to fold up some way to get out of the way. It's a challenge no matter what you do. I thought about making a slide out bed, which I might still do, I don't know. But I didn't really have the time and the energy left to do it that way. So this one just flips over. Take off your blankets, which the slide out, maybe you don't have to mess with your blankets as much. With the flip over kind, you do, but it's not that bad. So I take the mattresses off and I put them on that side and then just flip the bed over. That's the bed platform. And I made it in 2 pieces. There's a second piece back there. The reason for that is you can flip this part back, flip that part over, and then when you got the table up, you got seating all the way around. I should have flipped the other side first, but I'm not going to do it right now. And then, you just flip your mattresses over and you got a queen size bed, which, this is pretty typical of most campers. They got a secondary bed that, you got to turn into a bed from a couch or whatever, so it's not that big a deal. It's a little more of a pain, than having your bed platform up here in the garage set up. But I like how open this is and roomy and comfortable. So I am willing to put up with a little more work to make the bed. And then I put additional storage here. That's the other piece that flips over. So you can put blankets in there and other stuff. That's where the wheel well is. Oh, and the diesel heater hides out under here, under that part right there. And he is a real pain in the butt to install. So that's pretty much everything about the van, y'all. No, there's no bathroom in here. I could get like a capsule toilet, but you know, I find that most of the time it's not too big a deal to just run to a bathroom in the morning. Like if you're going somewhere anyway, if you're staying out for a few days, you know, the old stool with the bag in it that you know, use and tie up the bag and then you chuck it later, works just fine. It's not a big deal. If you're really out there, you can just dig a hole, right? But make it deep. So that's pretty much it about the van. Simple. I tried to keep it simple. It's all very lightweight. So this is just a 3/4 ton to 250, and it all works together really well. And I'm all for simplicity. The way everything in here works together, it's easy, not complicated. You know what? I'm doing that with the YouTube channel too. This channel's new. I'm cooking up an organic solution to the whole membership thing because I did not like the paid membership thing. Yes, I had members that paid. It made some money to pay for gas and things like that, and it was awesome. And I really enjoy having people that liked content enough to pay for a membership. That's awesome. But I don't like the paid membership thing. So I've come up with a new strategy that I'm calling the adventure. Oh, what the heck am I calling it? Yeah, so I've cooked up this new strategy I'm calling the Adventure Support Ecosystem. No membership fees. You support at whatever level you want to. It can be watching a video in the first 24 hours. I'm calling it Boost Minute. In the first 24 hours, you watch the video as long as you can, at least 2 or 3 minutes anyway. It seems like most people only watch videos for 2 to 3 minutes. Why is that? Anyway, watch 2 to 3 minutes, hit the like button, make a comment. That is rocket fuel for the algorithm to keep pushing it out to people like you that watch this stuff. The Boost Minute, that really helps. And you can support at whatever levels. I created a list on Amazon, a registry. I'm adding pretty much everything I use or want to use into so that you can see the particular products I use, but it also provides an opportunity that if you want to help cover costs for things, you know, you can buy some tire plugs or SD cards or batteries for the GoPro or things like that using the gift registry. So, you know, while you're checking out equipment, if you have a hankering to support the channel, that's a great way to do it. Just buy something that I use a lot. And micro sponsors, you know, you can sponsor one video. I'll give you full credit and name you as a sponsor, whatever you want it to be. You know, this video is sponsored by Jane's Coffee Fund or whatever it is. You can sponsor one video, you know, a couple $100 to pay for gas and, you know, camping fees and, you know, whatever. How do you know to do that though? I'm gonna put out a newsletter, a mailing list, so you can jump on the mailing list. It kind of makes you an insider member. You're still not paying anything though, right? See? So you get on the mailing list, you get up to date, because I always have some videos in the queue. So if you jump on the mailing list, you can see, you know, kind of where I'm at in the world currently and some projects that I'm working on. And if something interested, you're like, oh yeah, that sounds really good. Why don't I throw a little bit of money at it to help support it and help them get it done? You know, just hit me up in an email. So join the mailing list if you can. What am I calling that? I'm calling the mailing list the Adventure Dispatch. Yeah. I'm still coming up with terms. This is all fresh and kind of new. I just turned on the website, StumpTV.com. Go there, you can learn a whole bunch more. StumpTV.com. If you remember me from Beyond X, the channel I had before, I had StumpTV website with that. I took that down, retooled everything, including this channel. So new channel, same website, StumpTV.com. Go visit that. In the meantime, watch all the videos you can. I'm trying to be more cinematic with my videos and roll in some other stories. You know, if you like biking, but your spouse maybe not so much, I'm trying to get it to the point where you can both sit down together and watch it, and you can be interested in the biking part and your spouse can be interested in the other part. Kind of a mystery, but you'll see it coming out. Thanks for joining me on this tour. Check out StumpTV.com. Support at any level you want. Just watching the videos, in my mind, makes you a member and it helps the channel. But that little bit of effort, the Boost Minute, huge for the algorithm, supposedly. We'll find out. Thanks so much for watching. Van Tour's done. You've been asking a long time. That's pretty much it. Hey, we're all in this together. I'll see you on the next one.